Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at some larger travel bags that I think can still work well for carry-on travel. This is a follow-up to some of the videos that I've been doing as of late where I talk about some of my favorite carry-on friendly travel backpacks. I've done a couple of different videos in this series now, some focusing a little more on personal items that fit under the seat in front of you. I also shared my top 10 list of travel backpacks for one bag travel last year, which covers bags in the 35 to 40 liter range, which is what I typically like to travel with. In this video, I'm going to talk about bags that are 40 liters and above, which are going to be great if you are traveling for a little longer, or maybe if you're newer to one bag travel. These are larger, but I've still found that they work well as far as something that fits into an overhead storage compartment. So hopefully this, just provides another alternative if you're exploring ways to travel without having to check a bag. And so I have a variety here, definitely not an exhaustive list, but hopefully this will provide some inspiration if you're on the lookout for a new travel bag. Before jumping in, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. The Patagonia MLC, which stands for Max Legal Carry-On, comes in at approximately 45 liters, so bigger than my typical one bag travel size, but something that I've had good experiences using across a variety of different airlines. This bag has Patagonia's more kind of functional, outdoorsy vibe. It's not overwhelmingly technical, but it still has compression straps, handles, and so it's not the sleekest travel bag option, but it gets the job done. The exterior fabrics are recycled materials that are going to offer a nice amount of durability and weather resistance, which is always important. When you're traveling, the compression straps allow you to either slim the bag down when it's not quite as full or just kind of hold everything in place. I like that it doesn't have a very rigid structure, so it'll mold around everything that you're carrying, which is always helpful, particularly with larger bags that you're trying to squeeze into an overhead storage compartment. Beyond that, it's got some nice handles that will make it easy to get it in and out of the overhead storage area. And then you have a harness system that's not the most robust, particularly for a bag of this size. That was something that I called out in my review for it, but it gets the job done. You can also hide it away, which can be nice when you're storing this in an overhead as well, to just prevent kind of dangling straps from getting caught on anything. The bag can also be used with an included shoulder strap. If you're pairing it with a personal item, that can be nice to just kind of wear this on your shoulder while you're wearing a backpack. So really nice flexibility there. And then the organizational layout on it is pretty simple. There's no external water bottle pockets. There's some webbing to attach on additional accessories, but not really much of a quick access pocket. You have a laptop and tech area that has a padded and suspended laptop seat that's pretty big. If you have a 16-inch laptop, this is probably going to be very appealing to you. You have some light organization for EDC and tech items, for chargers, and then the orientation of everything, because it's all kind of horizontally oriented when you're using it like a briefcase. If it's on your luggage pass through, you can easily grab whatever you need. And then it just has one really large main compartment. It's got this clamshell style opening, so very easy to load this out. You have a couple of zippered compartments on one side, and then just a big area that's going to provide a lot of flexibility for just tossing in all of your clothes and other items that you're going to be traveling with. This can really swallow up a ton of stuff. Here I have the shoulder strap that also doubles as a waist belt, and then if you have packing cubes, it can be really helpful with a large open area like this. So just a lot of flexibility, no additional compression straps here, but if you're looking for something that's spacious, simple, and durable, then this is going to be a really great option to take a look at. The Pakt Design Travel Backpack is one of the most full-featured and versatile travel bags that's currently on the market. It's got a really great build quality, sleek aesthetic like Pakt Design's other products. It's got a nice organizational layout, dual external water bottle pockets that offer a lot of space. You have a quick access pocket on the front. It includes compression straps that are removable and adjustable so you can attach additional accessories. You have handles all around the bag. And then the harness system on this one is not always my favorite, but it does offer enough padding to just kind of get the job done. For probably people that aren't quite as picky as me, it'll be just fine. It has an integrated waist belt. It's easy to hide this away, which is great when you're storing it into an overhead storage compartment. And you have a luggage pass-through, so it kind of has all the features that you would expect out of a one bag travel option. It's also got dual kind of clamshell organization that you can either use as one large main compartment or separate it out. So just flexibility all over this bag, lots of different ways to configure it. You can access the main area from the sides. It pairs with Pakt Design's ecosystem of camera accessories and other pouches. But the flexibility also extends to the sizing. So as it is in its standard configuration, I believe it comes in at about 40 liters, and it's able to hold just most of the things that I would typically need at that size. But then you also have the ability to expand the bag if you need a little bit more space, and this is what takes it into that larger carry-on size. So this brings it to about 45 liters, or maybe a little bit bigger, I believe. So, you know, this is the type of thing where if I was completely packed out, it's definitely something that wouldn't fit under the seat. It would be going into an overhead storage compartment. It might get some looks from a gate agent who's a little bit more strict, but in general, I've always had good experiences with this bag and similar bags of this size, and so that flexibility is always helpful. You can actually compress it down as well, but if you need a little bit more space, then this is going to be a good option to consider with that ability to expand. The updated edition of the Pakt travel backpack brought a number of improvements that have quickly made it one of my favorite new travel bags. I've been using this a lot over the past couple of months. I really love the subdued aesthetic that it's always had. I think it looks great here. You have an external water bottle compartment, so really nice organizational layout, spacious quick access pockets, some admin areas to make it very easy to just kind of organize and find whatever you need. You have, you know, the split opening that allows you to organize everything into the two kind of dedicated areas, a well padded laptop compartment, so, you know, kind of fulfilling those must-haves for me. And then you have a comfortable harness system on this one. This was improved from the previous edition, so I think that it's way better on this one here. And then one of the newest changes and biggest additions is that the bag has the ability to expand, and also that it's offered in two different sizes. So the version that I have here is the 35 liter size, which is the size that I typically use for one bag travel. Very cool that it has the ability to expand by about 10 liters, I believe. So you can see that expansion here. If you need a little more space while you're on the go, you can take full advantage of that. But the other big change related to the sizing is that the bag is offered in a larger 45 liter size that can also be expanded. So that takes it into that larger carry-on bag size that's gonna still fit into an overhead storage compartment fairly easily, I would imagine, but it's gonna give you some additional flexibility over something like this. So just a really solidly built bag, very flexible, and if you're looking for something with this style and a little bit more space, then you may want to check out the larger version. But if not, the one that I have here and have featured in my videos is also a surprisingly capable and versatile size. Matador has come out with a number of great travel bags as of late. We featured the Globe Rider 45 liter travel backpack on the channel. That was a really solid option, but for me, I always gravitate towards their SEG series of bags. I just really like the unique layout with the built-in packing cubes. I think it provides a lot of flexibility. It's been really useful for me while I've been traveling. The bag comes in a 28 liter size, and I believe it also comes in a 45 liter size. The sizing has changed from the versions that I originally used. The bigger one for that was around 42 liters, but because of the flexible nature of these bags, it always feels like they can hold more than their stated volume. I mean, I just pack them out and it seems like there's always just a little bit of leftover space. And because of that flexible layout, it also just makes it a little bit easier to place into tighter overhead storage compartments. And it just never feels like the bags look that big. So, you know, big fan of the style and the materials. They're still very weather resistant, very durable. And with the updated additions, Matador has also just made them much better travel bags. They've updated the harness systems on them. So whether you're getting the larger or smaller sizes, They're gonna be more comfortable to wear over a longer distance for a longer time. They have better laptop compartments, integrated water bottle pocket, and then they have the packing cube kind of style layout with all these segments that just allow you to organize everything very easily. You know, regardless of your packing style, it will adapt to what you want to do. And then it also provides the ability to just open the bag up completely like, you know, a duffel bag or a suitcase, so clamshell style, to give you just an open space for anything bulkier, or if you just don't want to use all of the packing cubes, you can kind of leave those out of the way. So just really great flexible layout, weather resistant materials, pretty lightweight. And if you can kind of just get used to the uniqueness of the packing style and you're looking for a spacious and flexible bag, this is going to be a really interesting one to take a look at. Goruck's GR2s have been some of my favorite one-bag travel options for many years now. If you want the largest one-bag offering from Goruck, I believe that would be the 45-liter GR3. I recently looked at the 35-liter GR3, and you know, it's just an excellent, simpler option. It can hold a ton of stuff. I could see why the 45-liter would be an appealing option if you're looking, you know, for a really large travel bag that's, you know, just pretty simple. I still tend to gravitate towards the 40-liter GR2 when I'm trending towards a larger travel bag or a longer trip. I think it kind of strikes a nice balance between the 34-liter GR2, which is my one-bag travel option when, you know, I'm going on an airline that's a little bit riskier. It's a little shorter. It doesn't look quite as big as this 40-liter, but I like the additional organization that the GR2 layout provides over the GR3, which is this secondary clamshell compartment is really the biggest difference, which I absolutely love. The flexibility that this provides, I've talked about this in all the videos that I've done for the GR2. You have this area that you can use for additional clothing items, other things that you're carrying with you, jackets, tech accessories. You have the built-in field pocket. So just a really nice organization that's separated from the spacious clamshell main compartment, which at 40 liters can just hold a ton of stuff. Very easy to pack in a packable backpack and all of the clothes and other stuff that I would need for a couple of weeks of travel. So on top of that, you have one of the most rugged build qualities of any travel bag. This is the slick Huckberry collaboration that Goruck did. So 1000D Cordura. Very, very rugged feeling. It feels like there's, you know, pretty much nothing that I can throw at this bag that it wouldn't be able to handle. So tossing it into overhead storage compartments, running around from different modes of transit. Then you have the very rugged harness system, which just handles heavy weight really, really well. The GR3 does have the added benefit of a waist belt, so that might be something to factor in. But if that's not as important to you and you just want something that's spacious but that has that additional organization, then the GR2 is going to be one of the best options to keep in mind. I've featured a bunch of Nomatic's bags on the channel over the year. Although some of the features they incorporate can be extraneous or a little bit gimmicky, I've generally had really good experiences with their bags as far as the quality and the way that they cover a lot of the basics that I typically look for. The Travel Pack from Nomatic, which was an expandable backpack, was one of the, you know, kind of original expandable bags that I looked at. And then the 40-liter travel bag, which is more of a duffel style bag, was one of their first bags that I purchased. This is still the original version. It has since been updated to have better materials and zippers and such, but mine has continued to hold up very well over the years, and this is one of my go-to bags when I don't want to take a lot of time to think about how I'm going to pack. I just need a lot of space to easily toss stuff in, and for that, Nomatic fits the bill with this one very nicely. The exterior fabrics have always felt rugged and weather resistant. They can get marked up and scuffed, and they have a little bit of a futuristic vibe, which some people don't like, but they generally have just held up to the rigors of throwing this into a trunk, throwing this into an overhead storage compartment. At 40 liters, this is able to hold a great amount, and it maintains its shape pretty well, but I've found that it still manages to squeeze into tighter areas when I've needed it to. It's got comfortable straps that allow you to wear this like a backpack, so they have a nice amount of breathability. The back paneling is never the best experience since you just kind of have the tarpaulin material, so it will tend to get pretty sweaty, but it hasn't been uncomfortable just as far as a weight perspective. And then it also includes a removable waist belt, or the original version did. I'm not sure if they still include the waist belt, but it paired nicely with this bag to just make it easy to carry this over long distances. And then it has, really nice carrying handle. And then on the bottom, it has another handle. Beyond that, it has just a really cool organizational layout. Again, although some of these things might feel gimmicky, I've actually gotten a lot of use out of all the pocketing that's provided. You have a quick access pocket that's fleece lined for, delicate items, things that I'll toss in while going through TSA. You have a water resistant compartment. This was designed as kind of the water bottle pocket, but I've used it a lot for bathing suits while I'm traveling, wet towels, things like that. And then this area also opens up into just another spacious, quick access pocket. You can use this to store some pouches, sweater, maybe some shoes. There's actually another area on the bottom that is meant to be the shoe compartment. So, nice kind of externally accessible pockets that keep stuff separate from whatever is in the main area. So I've always appreciated that. And then you have some admin style pockets along the outside that just have, slip pockets, elastic pockets, RFID protected pockets for your passports, for your chargers, accessories. Then you have a couple of pockets on the other side that are a little bit larger, great for notebooks, anything that you're grabbing regularly while you're on the go. And then you have the duffel style opening, which has a padded laptop and tablet sleeve. So your device will be pretty easy to access. It's got kind of a soft lining. It's not the most rigid padding, but again, I haven't had any issues with my devices getting damaged. And then on the inside, really big, spacious layout. If you use all of the external compartments, it will of course take up some space, but you can move those out of the way or just kind of pack around them, as I tend to do because I do actually use these pockets. This is also great for tossing in one of my packable backpacks. So I've just gotten very used to traveling with this over the years. I've seen these, out and about on airlines. It feels like it's becoming a little bit more mainstream, and rightfully so in my opinion, because it's a rugged bag that's going to provide a lot of flexibility and space if that's what you're looking for your next trip. Although my ideal way to travel is still with just a travel backpack, there have been a number of trips over the past year where it just made more sense to use a rolling suitcase paired with a personal item. In that case, the rolling suitcase is the larger item that I would assume would be going into the overhead storage compartment, particularly because a lot of these hard shell suitcases, although they come in at close to 40 liters, they just feel and look fairly big. It's the type of item where when the overhead storage gets tight, airlines might start to want to check the bags a little bit more, and so I'm always on the lookout for suitcases that don't look that bulky. And I've really had a great experience with level 8's rolling suitcases. I've tried a couple of them. This is a newer one that I've been testing out. I'll be doing an in-depth video for this aluminum version that they have, which is really modern and cool looking, but they have a variety of different styles. All of them have excellent wheels, which is maybe the most important thing on a lot of these suitcases for me. Very easy to just roll it around a variety of different surfaces. I can push it, I can pull it. It always works smoothly. And then, the aesthetic looks great with the aluminum exterior, really durable. You have some great rugged handles. And then these suitcases either come with a zipper that goes all the way around. This version has these combination buckles, which is an interesting system that I've been seeing more on other suitcases as of late, and I think that it looks pretty useful, pretty interesting. I've been curious to try it out. Generally, these suitcases have a flat opening layout. You have a couple of large areas to just organize all of your stuff. This one has these dividers that kind of help compress everything down. You have open space here for your packing cubes. Level 8 has their own series of packing cubes, which matches up well with their suitcases, but it'll work with any types of packing cubes, or sometimes packing cubes may not be the most efficient way to pack, so you can kind of organize stuff in the way that works best for you. But you can see very simple layout here, so just big open spaces, which I'm a fan of. Can really pack it out, and again, even though it's a little bit larger, when traveling with a 2-bag system, the convenience that comes with a roller bag is still going to be very beneficial in a variety of scenarios. The Salkan travel backpack system feels a little more old school to me in a couple of ways. First off, the aesthetic has kind of a heritage or old school vibe. It feels pretty outdoorsy, a little technical. It's got some compression straps, handles. It's got this top loading flap here. but also it feels kind of classic in the sense that it reminds me of the backpacker systems that I've seen from Osprey, you know, all around the world. Kind of what I envision when I think of the young backpacker traveling around the world, bouncing around between hostels. You know, I've seen so many of those Osprey bags on the road. This one takes a similar approach as far as not only being a spacious one bag travel option, but also incorporating a smaller personal item size bag that actually attaches to this part. So it's a 2-bag system. The larger section that we're looking at here is a really big, just open space. It can go up to about 50 liters, I believe, if you take full advantage of the expandability at the top. So it's really, you know, quite spacious. Compressed down as I have it here, it's probably closer to 40 or 45 liters. Really simple, not a super rigid structure. You can stuff it with a ton of things. And then you have some simple but useful organization, really deep external water bottle pockets, which are very helpful. You have a quick access pocket on the lid that's gonna have a softer lining, so great for any of those more delicate items. A lot of space here, so keeping things simple but very effective. The harness on this is very, very robust. It's super comfortable. You could definitely wear this for many hours on end, walk long distances, and it's gonna feel great. Lots of padding, breathable mesh on the straps and the back paneling. You have some air channels, a removable and super supportive waist belt. You can see just how robust this is. You have a couple of pockets on here. The harness system is also adjustable to make sure that it fits you properly. So, you know, really making it easy to manage the potential weight and size that you would be carrying here. Again, because it's not super rigid, even though it's larger, it is the type of thing that I could see, you know, stuffing into an overhead storage compartment, or if you're on a bus or a train, lots of different ways that you can store this. And, you know, pairing it with the personal item bag works quite nicely. But even this one on its own, just as a travel bag, you have this ability to open it as a duffel from the front. And you can also access stuff from the top. As mentioned, it is a top loader, so it expands out and it just gives you a lot of extra space if you need it. You have a laptop sleeve integrated into the main compartment. You can use it in this bag if you're traveling with just this, or if you're bringing the personal item, that one also has its own laptop sleeve. So really flexible overall. I love the aesthetic, it's been durable, and if you're looking for something that's gonna give you more flexibility just due to the 2-bag nature or the additional space, and you've seen some of those offerings from Osprey, but you're looking for something that's maybe gonna offer a little bit more comfort or a different aesthetic, and this is gonna be a fantastic option to check out. And so that's it. Those are some of the larger travel packs that I think can still work well for carrying onto a variety of domestic and international airlines. Hopefully this video was helpful, and if you have any questions on the items that I featured in the video or suggestions for similar bags that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I'll make sure to include links in the description below to the dedicated reviews for any of the bags that I featured in the video, as well as to some of the other roundup videos in this series where I talk about some of the carry-on friendly travel backpacks and personal items that I've really enjoyed using. So make sure to check those out. And if you have any ideas on other similar roundup videos that you think would be helpful, definitely let me know. And as always, I want to thank you for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.